Hello, hello, everyone. We're just waiting for one more. I think we're trying to promote to panelists right now. But while we're doing that, um, welcome. Here we go. We're all here now. All five of us ladies. You guys are stuck with us today. We're here at our open office hours. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. If you have been here for the last 52 weeks straight, then we're so happy to see you guys. This is going to be a safe space for you all to ask any and all questions that have been on your mind. You have members from the sales team here. You have our onboarding specialist, our implementation specialist, and then also part of our customer success team too. So lots of awesome people here today. You're going to be dropping your questions in the Q&A as we go through here. You're not going to be able to chat, but we will chat with you guys if we have links or videos, KBs, things like that. We're going to pop that knowledge into the chat box. That box does go away when the session ends today. So although this session is recorded and posted to the YouTube channel, you're going to want to go ahead and grab those links as we go through today, if they're relevant. And we're going to try to call you by name as you are asking questions, just in case you're multitasking. We get it, totally understand. It could be morning, afternoon, evening for you guys, maybe even Saturday. So we'll try to call you by name so that your attention is alerted as soon as we get to your question. But nothing is off the table. You've got a lot of knowledge here. So feature requests, we'll definitely be logging those. If it is going to be technical support related, if it's like a one-off type of thing, then you'll want to go ahead and pass that along to our support team. But we'll try to get through as many questions, hopefully everything today. And it doesn't have to be a question. It can be advice or questions for other MSPs that are joining us today. Maybe you want to see a certain feature or how people are using it, just let us know. Looks like we've got, we're starting, oh, Rob likes our backgrounds today. So it looks like we've got our first question in here. If you guys want to go ahead and pop those in, that would be excellent. And we'll go ahead and take them as we go through. We're also going to be looking at some other screens. So we might be trying to get further knowledge from someone else on our team or looking at the Q&A. But we're so happy to be here with you all today. Cool.
Awesome. Well, I think we're probably all looking for the answer to this question. And so just while we are waiting for that, I just wanted to remind everybody about our referral program. I've been on a couple demos actually this week where people have been like, oh yeah, I've been referred by somebody. And I'm like, did they sign up for the referral program? Because sometimes not everybody has. So I just want to share my screen to remind everybody, if you haven't signed up for our referral program, it's awesome. If you refer somebody new to Synchro that, of course, is not currently using Synchro, that then not only would you get $100, but they would get $100 after they become a subscribed Synchro member for 2 months. So how you get started is in the App Center in your account. You can head over to the Synchro referral app card. And so in here, it's going to give you details. I always hit the question mark just because it takes us right to the knowledge base article, which is awesome. And so you would get your own referral login, which is awesome. This will give you different links to share on social media platforms. It also gives you a drop page that then your referee can go to then submit their information to get started with Synchro, and we'll pick them up from there. And then that way we can get them all started, and then hopefully they come on board. Then that way you get rewarded and they get rewarded. I'll drop this in the chat box, but if anybody has any questions, let me know.
Thank you, Hannah. I will answer Rob's question. So the question is, before we upgraded to policy inheritance, we used to be able to see which assets were using which policies. How are we able to do that now? In policy inheritance, because you can kind of pick different pieces of different policies, we don't have a way to show one big policy, kind of. So let me share my screen. And the short way to do it is, if you come into an asset, you can see the effective policy. So basically, if you go here, it will show you all of the parts that are built up to make this policy. So even though this now is what is applied to that machine, if I come into my customers and we look at that same asset, I think it's in here. No, sorry, it's in my Ghost River. So here's that same machine. So it is basically a combination of what's in this folder, which is at the top level, what's in this folder, and then that machine also has Mcsoft, which is another policy that I have. So that applied policy that we looked at now has all of these pieces that add together to make it that policy. I hope that helps, Rob. Let us know if you have other questions.
Jack, I see your question in here. I'm not sure if someone else knows the answer if they're asking support. I'm really not familiar with Repair Shopper too much. From my knowledge is that everything from Repair Shopper you would have in Synchro. So we can double check on the pins. I'm not sure if those were like, I don't know, custom fields or not. So we'll find out for you. And then Virginia's asking, just getting started with Synchro. So welcome, we're excited to have you. We're looking at integrating with QuickBooks Online. Does the information flow both ways in the integration? For example, will invoices processed as paid in QuickBooks show as paid in Synchro? So yes, not everything is going to be a two-way sync. I will actually drop the feature matrix for you that will kind of say what does sync both ways and what doesn't. But payments is the great thing about the QuickBooks Online integration is that payments are a two-way sync. So if you're collecting payments in Synchro, of course, that's going to push to QuickBooks Online, but vice versa as well. So if you're collecting it over there, then yes, if you want to use their merchant services. It looks like Hannah beat me to it. So she posted that in the chat box. And I don't know if you guys, I just recently upgraded my Zoom. Shame on me. I should have done it forever ago. And my copy paste wasn't working, but now I realize that there's the 3 dots out to the side to copy now. And before you could just copy paste straight from the text. So we've had people mention that they couldn't copy paste in here before. So wanted to say that it's slow today. Also, it's clearly Friday because I completely forgot to go through introductions today. I just assume you guys have all been here before and you've joined us. We recognize all of the names. So we will just take a second to let you guys know who we are. I'm Brandy. I'm part of the team here at Synchro.
Hi, Crystal. Hi, everyone. I'm part of the team here.
Hey, everybody. It's Tatiana. Nice to see you guys.
Hello, everybody. It's Hannah. Thanks for being here. We like you guys.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carla. Good to see you.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of forgot something really important and you guys may not have been here before. So, perfect. I also see a couple questions. Oh, Tatiana, you found the answer?
Yeah, I got a response from somebody who works on our Repair Shopper side, and then somebody else just confirmed that feature is not currently available in Synchro, just in Repair Shopper. So sorry about that.
Yeah, I think just the pins is not available. Like the POS is still there. Like it's not. I don't think it's like naturally enabled. But if you go to your tabs customization, we still have the POS and all of that functionality there, though. Just to say that.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yep, let me clarify. So here in the, if you guys go over to more, if the point of sale doesn't exist here, you can always click into admin, go over to your tabs customization, and then there's going to be a bunch of other tabs. Again, since our software was built from Repair Shopper, some folks might still have a storefront and might want to use like the point of sale option, the customer purchases, refurbs, stuff like that. That again, you can enable or disable anything here from the tabs customization, but it's that piece, the pins to switch between users super quick, that is not available in Synchro.
I think it's always nice to go through that section anyways. A lot of people, no matter how long they've been with us, don't realize that you can add and remove and reorder those tabs too. And, you know, your business might shift in certain features. You might realize, oh, I'm using this module more often. So definitely want to refresh that every once in a while.
For sure. I'm going to grab this question from Sean. Having an issue sending an email successfully from the ticket comment section, look through admin settings and KBs and can't figure it out. Sean, this might be something for technical support, although we don't have too many questions today. So if you don't mind just giving us a little bit more info on what you have configured in your account, Carla might have, or anybody else might have some good kind of certain things you want to make sure you have set up. The biggest thing that comes to mind for me, which you may have set up, is in the admin section, making sure that you have an outbound email activated. So in the section that's going to be in the mailboxes, you want to make sure that your outbound email is activated. And just so everybody knows where Sean is referencing is inside of the ticket. He is adding comments. And so here, Sean, I'm wondering, are you doing an email from here, or are you doing like a public note and you're wanting that to go out and update your client? Because this is also a setting. So in the admin section, good old admin, we love it in there. This is where we just customize everything. So here in tickets and ticket preferences, and then under additional settings, there is going to be an option that says don't email the ticket comments. And so we'll want to make sure that that is off. Okay, let's see, you said you tried an email. Okay, if you could just, and it says the email address under the tab that says email, cool, confirmed, that is unchecked. Awesome. Thank you for all that. And then if you could just confirm that you have an outbound email set up, and then we'll open it up for other questions, but this might be something that we'll want to submit to support.
Awesome, thank you, Hannah. I want to circle back to Rob, has an additional question about that policies. At this time, we don't have a way to do a counter for each one of the individual policies and where they're applied. If you were really curious, you could, I'm going to share my screen. You could create a recurring invoice that'll do a counter for you. And if you just wanted it to do the counters and you actually didn't want to send it, you could do that. You could play with a little bit. So I'm in scheduled invoices, going to create a new one. We'll just do, actually, no, I want this one. And I'll show you this. Actually, let me back out. Let me use my existing one because I don't want to have to create a whole new one because we do not have a whole lot of time for me to do that. So I have one here. I can create a line item that is the policy folder. So it is the folder that you have assigned any policies to for this customer. So I'm going to come here, and the one I'm going to do is test. And test. And here is where you name the policy folder for that customer. So I could come in here and I can do test machines. And again, this is just so you could do a counter. So I don't even worry about the price. So I'm just going to add this. And now we have a counter. So I have two machines in that policy that we looked at. It isn't the cleanest way to do it, but it is a way to count based on folder, not on policy. I understand that the changes is different now, but again, because now you can do each of the pieces, there's no way to say which one is counted for each. But thinking about this, that would be something that would be great to add. So I will add it as a feature request to do the new, to be able to count the new policies regardless of what customer or folder they're in.
Carla, I have a question for you really quick about that. I'm wondering if it's possible to run a script, if there's anything that can be read on the endpoint that has the policy number and write that to a custom field that then he could use the saved asset search to read the custom field.
I'm a big fan of like almost anything's possible in scripting. So I gotta believe that that's possible. Off the top of my head, I think it would take a little bit of work. Definitely possible, might be a challenge.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Jack says, is there a read-only dashboard link available? We have a Raspberry that runs a monitor in our office and would be nice to add the dashboard in its rotation without having to log into a user. So I'm going to share my screen and I want to show something that not everyone knows that we have. It's not going to be the full this dashboard, but we do have a ticket dashboard that you can display. This you can color code based on status. So if I want to go to manage dashboard share links, there are additional links here that you can create so that it's not like logged into your specific Synchro instance. So that would be an option for you, but it just won't be the main dashboard here. It'll just specifically be tickets. But my RMM alerts also show on here. Hopefully that helps. It's so quiet today. Must
Very
be
quiet.
Friday before the holidays, right?
You know, it's like, I think everyone I've talked to is like, this is like the starting point of just like the sled ride into the holidays for sure.
And this will be, oh, perfect. Good. I'm glad that helped you. This will be the last one of the year. So the next 2 Fridays, we won't be having a session. The next one will be January 7th, which is kind of crazy. So, and Crystal has her Zoom background today, so she can't show us, you know, the wildlife behind her today in the snow.
Well,
But if it gets interesting back there, feel free, you know.
Eddie was here earlier this morning, but Eddie has moved on. It's quite cold here in Spokane. Tatiana's here in Spokane, and it was a low of 7 degrees. And it was, the last time I checked, it was 11 degrees. And I wish Eddie was here out there right now, because he had like, and it's also snowing, or it snowed yesterday. He had like a full white like snout and the top of his head. Yes, he was quite festive this morning. So I'm
That's
sorry
awesome.
you all missed him.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up the one from Rob. Just had to test a little bit. Oh, I see you spill the beans at the bottom. Okay, Rob is asking, this is in regards to taking payment. If we take a payment by check or EFT, but forget to record the check number or transaction code, how can we edit the payment without having to delete it? Great question. So in the invoice itself, so if I go to this invoice from Robert Bradley that I just marked paid, that from here, it is marked paid and it has the payment kind of linked and marked on this invoice. If I hit edit, you are able to go ahead and edit like a check and reference number, and then edit the payment method here if it was incorrect, and then update this invoice. So hopefully that helps.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hannah. I'll grab this question from Megamole Man. Says, on timesheet, aka time clock admin, what would cause my time to not show on a user weekly hour report for payroll? That would find the system missing days that are clearly visible on my timesheet. So I'm going to share my screen. There's 2 different reports here, and I maybe clarifying the difference between where the time entries are visible will be helpful to you. So when you guys are using the time clock, meaning clocking in and out, if you click into here, this is where every one of your users in Synchro can clock in for the day, clock out for lunch, and then clock out for the rest of the day. So this section here is gonna, if you go over to your reports section, so more reports, I have it open in a new tab here. There's 2 different reports here, either using the time clock report, which will be this one. You can set the period here, and then it'll list all of the time entries visible there. So this is the one that you would want to use instead of, there's a second report called ticket time by technician. That's the second tab I have open here, which will instead show you time entries that have been logged on a ticket by a tech per tech basis. So for example, we are the demo engineer. All of us use this account. All of us are going to be listed here. We all work with Larry's business. Here's all the tickets, the time spent. So again, it just shows like billable hours for your customers and like how much work the tech has done. So again, these are 2 completely separate reports. Please let me know if you need further clarification or if you have any additional questions on that one. Thanks.
Cool. Gary's asking, is there a way for techs to log other time not related to a ticket, like training, internal system work? The best way without using just the overall time clock, that's going to be like their clock in, clock out feature. If you want to track, this is a feature request. We've gotten this pretty frequently, but if you wanted to create like your company as a customer essentially, and then create tickets or have like an open ticket for them to log their time that way based on what they were doing, that would be a way that you could do it. But there's not like a separate tool to do that inside of Synchro right now, but totally understand that use case and we'll pass that along. I've definitely gotten that. And Joseph said, what are we getting for Christmas? Spill the beans, Brandy. Well, if you didn't join the Fireside chat that we did on Wednesday with our VP of product, as well as our senior product manager, so Bill and Andy were on that. They did kind of wrap up 2021 and 4 of the main features that we released. Our Mac agent should be out of beta. They should be releasing that by the end of the year. So that's what you're getting for Christmas. And they did announce on that call that the splash top for Mac devices should be releasing the next 1 to 2 weeks, which would be by the end of the year. And then they just briefly touched on OS patching coming in 2022. So you can feel free to take a listen. I can also, Hannah, as soon as a word comes out of my mouth, Hannah's already got the link for it. So that's awesome. She posted the recording there, so you can watch it, however fast you want to watch it. But there's some good stuff in there.
Awesome. Thanks for those updates, Brandy. To follow up real quick, like Brandy said, this is our last session for this year, so we'll be off for 2 weeks in regards to Fridays because they just perfectly land on holidays. And then coming in the new year, we are switching up our open office hours just a little bit. We have Carla from our implementation team, myself from the customer success team, and then we will have a additional guest from the technical support team, kind of rotating in and out weekly, so that if we have those more technical questions we can ask. Again, it's not going to be live tech support because obviously we can't remote into your endpoint and try to figure out what's going on, but we will have more people added to, if you want to call it a panel, I don't know what a better word for that is, but kind of just joining our group, having a ton of fun, and then also a guest from the sales team. So we'll have 4 different departments running the open office hours. It'll be super fun, just kind of mixing things up a little bit to provide the best experience for you guys. I also have an update here from Mega Mobile Man says, I think they just looked at the time clock in and out. Time clock would show time, but on their summary it doesn't show your time. Yeah, if a report is missing time on it, definitely reach out to help@synchromsp.com. But yeah, show them that other second report that I showed you, that ticket time by technician, and that might be a more accurate representation of like billable hours that have been like time spent on tickets. And like I said, I think it was either Brandy or Hannah that mentioned that you can always set your own company or yourself up as a company in Synchro if you're doing internal work and track time in that way. And so that ticket time by technician will just kind of round up all time spent, all time tracked on any ticket, whether it's internal or for customers, and have that just running on a schedule so you can easily see where the time is going.
Awesome. Thanks, Tatiana. Rob is asking, we use Sophos AV. How come in effective policies it does not show under AV? So it's not going to show in policies because we don't integrate with Sophos. So the only place where it's going to detect it is on the asset view here under AV. It'll say like Synchro unmanaged AV and should say that Sophos is installed. That's the only place. If you actually go into the policy itself, under the antivirus options here, the only 3 that you'll have would be Mcsoftbitdefender and WebRoot, which are the 3 integrations in Synchro. Hopefully that helps. Okay, it is way too early to be out of question. So we're going to get fun here, and it doesn't matter what types of questions you have, drop them in there. Is a hot dog a sandwich? That's an internal debate. I think we've had that here before. We'll just open it up with that, We don't want to talk about the techie
Wonderful.
stuff today. We can talk about the fun stuff. That's why you guys are here to hang out with us. So let's make it fun.
That's right.
Yep. Status on the Mac agent. Splash top next 1 to 2 weeks. They mentioned on the Fireside chat and should be open to the out of beta by end of year, which is like 2 weeks away. Crazy. And those did not come from my mouth originally. Okay, they came from Bill, our VP of product. So blame him. Just kidding.
Let's see, do you guys want to see my gingerbread house that I made over the weekend since I mentioned it last week?
Heck yes.
please.
Okay. I don't know the best way to share this photo. Here, let me just do it like this for now. Can you guys, if I do the, oh, the background, yikes. Hold on.
You have to do it like those YouTubers, you know, you like show something and then you do the little palm thing to like block out. But actually, I
Oh.
don't know if that even works. Yeah, do it like this.
Oh. Oh.
Oh
What?
no. I think it has to be like yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Gingerbread.
I love it. I love that.
And all the leftover supplies. But you don't have to show that picture, Crystal. We'll
That's
keep
my-
that a
I wish
secret.
I lived so much closer to Crystal with the leftover supply list. That looked amazing.
I made the scale of my house really small so that the leftovers were really big. So,
So
yes,
smart.
always thinking.
That's beautiful, Crystal. I love that. Wait, we have to have some leftovers. All right, I'm going to answer Jack's question. Can multiple alerts be added to a single ticket, or are they limited to one-to-one? So the idea in here, let me share my screen. Oops, let me hide something first. So when you are creating an automation, sorry, when we're creating an automation, in general, if you have one type of alert, you can add a ticket to it like that. I'm assuming that what you're talking about is convert this to a ticket, but you want to be able to do that for multiple alerts. In thinking about this, one of the things that you might be able to do is on the first alert, create the ticket. Then you could create a script. It's going to take some script work. But again, I think scripting can do anything as long as you take the work to do it. So you could come in here and run a script, and then you could create some kind of script that says, if this, like on a different one, if there's already a ticket for this customer within a certain time frame, go ahead and run it and create a ticket, because in scripting, we do have a lot of default ones that you can then steal the code from to add to that ticket. So I believe it's doable. This would be the best ways to create a script that would add to an existing ticket, but it's going to take some if statements in that script, and then if one doesn't exist, create the ticket. So instead of adding to an existing. I hope that made sense, and I hope that helps. Let me know if you have additional questions on that, Jack.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carla. I have two great questions in here. Joseph says, I keep receiving a $1 charge for Bitdefender. How can I find which endpoint has that turned on? I'm going to share my screen and I will show you where to find that. So the first place that I would recommend looking is if you go over to the reports section in Synchro, right under the RMM section. If you click into managed antivirus summary, this is going to show you every single asset that has any type of enabled AV on it that is offered through Synchro. So whether it's Mcsoft, looks like I have 14 endpoints on Mcsoft, I have one on Bitdefender, and I have none on WebRoot. Again, if you have any additional add-ons that you chose to enable within the Bitdefender Gravity Zone portal, those are going to be listed here as well. So again, it just gives you a nice pretty list to see, what do you have enabled, and what is your estimated cost to Synchro for that antivirus. So that answers that first question. And then the second one that I had in here is similar. It says, how can we check via reports if all of the billable products, for example, Mcsoft Bitdefender, are actually being billed out? Meaning, can we double check what we invoice out versus what products we actually have on file with Synchro from Henrik? Okay, I love this question. I feel like, again, maybe we can take this to product as a feature request, or we'll need to, but it would be cool to see maybe an extra column here to show if this, for example, Mcsoft is actually on an active recurring invoice, because those are in two separate places right now. So one way to do this would be if you organize this via CSV by customer name and you say, all right, for Larry's business, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 should have antivirus enabled. Then if you go over to your recurring invoices and you have that as a line item on your recurring invoice, technically you don't need to be double checking that because our dynamic counters will always pick that up for you. But again, it would be listed here as a recurring line item. You can choose from several different ones. You can either bill based off of the asset counter. So you can say AV, or you can say asset with AV enabled. And then you can say enter the description, select the asset type, and if you're just billing AV on every Synchro device that you have available, again, that dynamic counter will calculate that for you without you needing to run any extra reports, because if you remove antivirus, this number will go down. If the company hires 10 new employees and you put antivirus on all those 10 new assets, this number will jump to 20 automatically for you. But I do think it would be maybe a cool report for peace of mind of like, yep, Larry's business for this brandy asset has Mcsoft, and yes, it is on an active recurring invoice. So I love that suggestion.
There are some good links that Hannah has put in the chat box. So this is just a friendly reminder to grab those. What else? What suggestions do you guys have for the new year whenever we kind of re-kick off open office hours?
Great question. I also want to know, like, what does anyone have any like particularly ambitious business goals? Like, what are you looking to do with your MSP? Are you scaling? Are you growing? Are you like offering additional services? What are you doing? Let us know. Curious.
Celebrating any work anniversaries, years in business. That's always fun to let us know. It's okay. It's okay to brag about it.
We've got some
anything you guys want to see. Doesn't have to be a question.
We had for a while a series that we ran of like deep dives through Synchro. So we started like the first 5 to 10 minutes talking about like recurring invoicing or antivirus through Synchro. Some people liked that, some people didn't, but out of the group that we have here, I'm noticing a lot of familiar names, which is pretty cool. Would love to hear from you guys if there is a specific route that you prefer. Like, do you guys like knowing about the deep dives and then asking questions based on that specific topic, or do you like it to be more of an open forum? Again, we are here for you. We all block our calendar for you guys. So we want to make the best use of our time together and, you know, help you guys out depending on what you prefer. Rob says, are there any integrations with Office 365? So there is a calendar integration to Google Calendar and Office 365 over in the App Center, and appointments created on either side will pop up on both ends. Mega Mobile Man says, maybe an update about what the script guy created this week. I like that. I think that's going to be announced moving forward in our forum. If you guys haven't seen that yet, let me actually share my screen because we are sunsetting.
There was one today.
Yeah?
In the forum, yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Do you want to show that, Hannah?
Oh, shoot.
I didn't see it.
I didn't have it. I saw it. Actually,
I can
go ahead.
Okay.
Then maybe you can show them around the forum a little bit.
Okay, sounds good. So we are sunsetting the Facebook group as well as the Synchro subreddit because a lot of people either weren't on Facebook or hated Facebook. The search isn't beautiful. So we have been building this out for a while, and a lot of have gotten a lot of really great feedback on the community forum through Synchro. So here you can either submit a support ticket, or again, if you're this is what the forum looks like. If you click into any of these, they're going to have the information based off of whatever category you click into. And then again, you guys can also, once you create a profile, ask any questions in here, and either community will respond, or I think there's even folks on the Synchro team that respond as well. So it looks like Frank is in here, which he was the one that did a ton of the work for building out this forum. So again, in regards to updates, I haven't been in here yet today, so I don't know if it's in the announcements section. Looks like it's not here. I haven't seen the new script, so I don't know where you saw that, Hannah. Is it through here?
You know what? I'll grab it. It was linked on the Facebook user group that's going away. And
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
I'll grab the link for it.
Maybe we should ask them to pop them into the announcements or something, like, hey, this new script is live. Because that is something that you guys were asking for, is like, hey, there's already hundreds and hundreds of scripts in the community script library. If you guys haven't seen that, I can share my screen to show you. But we did recently partner with CyberDrain, who there's a person on their team that is writing 3 new scripts in Synchro per month, and that's completely dependent on what you guys vote for. So whatever is the most popular gets pushed up to the front of the list, and they write those 3 scripts for you guys based on what everybody votes for. So once we find where that is, more than happy to share that with you. It looks like there's an update. It says useful information regarding the scripting. There's a nice free community script from CyberDrain in regards to the current log4j vulnerability called cyberdrain.com-detect log4j. It works well and is a nice script to have shared out. So yeah, definitely, like I said, from what I understand, they are kind of really well known in the industry and they're the best in the game. So we're super happy to partner with them.
And if you suggest your scripts like to be created and you win, you get a Synchro mug. And I know those are a hot commodity. So don't share your secrets with people until the contest comes out. Because I see people like post in the group and then they're like, oh, I already had that idea. So just saying.
Love it. All right, I found it, you guys. Here are the CyberDrain winners for December. And so it looks like we've got a script to alert when an assets clock has drifted by a variable amount of minutes, including daylight savings and time zone offsets. And then a query for laptop battery health and logs the ticket if battery capacity is below a certain percent, defined in a script variable of its original capacity.
Oh, it looks like it's filtered under community events. Can you show the general area of where that was found, or did you just find that through the direct link?
I used the direct link.
Okay.
And so maybe it's under, community events.
Oh,
and so
okay,
if we
cool.
go to here, which is our normal library, and then under community events. Oh, cool. Okay.
Sweet. Found it. Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuzi says, hi, best team in the world. Hello, best community in the world. Want to wish you happy holidays. You'll be missed for the next 2 weeks. And likewise, the form I like is the deep dives and then ask questions. So that's awesome. That's really helpful if that's helpful for you. And happy birthday to you. When is your birthday?
What? Happy birthday.
I have 2 December babies. So if yours is December, I feel for your parents because it is hard.
It's expensive. I have a December baby too.
Yep.
To answer Rob's question, actually, I'm just getting an answer now about the log4j security issue. We're looking into it. We don't have an answer just yet, but I'm working with one of the support folks to find out if we are, in fact. I will report back as soon as I hear back.
I don't think we were affected by that issue. I think we released an announcement saying that we weren't, but I'm not 100% sure. So I think somebody else can verify, but I think we sent out an email saying that we weren't affected by that issue.
I think there's a post also in the community.
Yeah, I remember that there was a thing, but I want to get the details on that.
Mm-hmm. Rob says, any updates on the mobile app? Some of the features that are not available, I would like it if it was easier to put in a ticket and a payment when we're on site. We'll definitely pass that along for you, Rob. I wasn't there for the Fireside chat. Brandy, was there any updates in regards to the mobile app for 2022 from Bill?
Yeah, there is a question about it, and it is something that's on the radar, but they did not give any specific ETAs or details on what that will include.
Got it. Gary says, I already have the time offset script in Synchro working. Awesome, Gary, you're on top of it. Yes, we love to hear it. Go comment in the post and be like, hey guys, I already have it working, and it's awesome. Because it's also nice to see, like, that's what I really liked about the Facebook group, is being able to see the camaraderie that our MSPs have together. Again, I haven't spent as much time in the community forum, but I imagine I'm hoping that kind of spirit of helping each other out is going to translate as well.
Awesome. Yanni has a great question. If the option is checked to approve new assets added, are there any other indicators for the checks to see? Currently, you need to click the asset and RMM module and see it at the top right of the screen without any notification email of added device. We worry techs may overlook this. Oh yeah, we got to turn those on for you. Okay, so where we're going to go is in the admin section. Again, I feel like I'm showing you guys the admin section a lot here. It's great. Okay, we're going to go to the notification center. And then in here, remember that all of the users that are selected here are those that are going to get the notifications. And so here, when you edit the specific set that you want your team members to have, that again, you can get emails, SMS, text messages, 200 with the account, then you got to buy more, but it's worth it. In-app notifications are going to be pop-ups, and actually those pop-ups, they live in this little bell here. So it's really nice that way if somebody like forgot to pull through an asset and for approval, it's going to sit in there until they do it. And then as well as mobile push to the mobile app, webhook into Slack, and Microsoft Teams. So for yours, we're going to go to RMM, and they are alphabetical. And then it's going to be RMM asset pending approval. That way they can be notified in the way that you need to ensure that they're not missing them.
Thanks, Hannah. So back up about the Log4j. We did find the post. I've put that in the chat. And basically, we don't use anything that is dependent on the Log4j. So we in essence don't need to patch that. But there is more information in that link if you want to go check that out, Rob.
Thanks so much, Carla.
Okay, what about fun holiday traditions? I'm just throwing things in here, you guys. We can learn from each other in all sorts of ways. I really, really like that the cyber drain has caught on so much, like with our community, and people are getting involved and really enjoying that. That's a really neat partnership that we have. So. Carla, do you want to share your training schedules? Would that be?
So I was sitting here kind of trying to decide how much I was going to say, but I'm super excited. So I am going to announce that starting next quarter, I don't have an exact date yet, we'll actually have an LMS system that we're going to be launching that'll have all sorts of different trainings in it. Some of it will be, if you went to Synchro 101 or 102, some of it will be similar to that. And then we're going to add in all sorts of other things, like there'll be a module on calendars. We'll be doing certifications. And so you can get to be like a little certified Synchro PSA person or RMM. Keep your eyes out for that because it is super cool. And so I just wanted to give a little taste of that is coming. And then Rob, we do what we call Cutthroat Santa. Each person buys one gift and then we roll dice. Depending on the number of the gifts, either get passed left or right, steal. Really fun. Ooh, that's
fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot of drama.
I like that one. I'm used to like the dirty Santa where you're stealing from each other, but the dice, that's a new one.
Yeah.
We have a thing, I don't know how long it'll go for it, but we tried it for the first time last year, is we wrapped a like a really small gift, like a small gift box, but we put a banana inside of it and we gave it to my 2-year-old son, just because that's like his favorite food. And so when he opened it, that was like literally his best and most favorite, like most excited Christmas present. Like he like was like unwrapping it, and then he like, you know, opened the box and he's like, banana! And he was like just over the moon. And we were like, are you kidding me? But it was, I think it was a trend on like Jimmy Kimmel or one of those of like, give your kid a banana for Christmas and see how they react, and like send in a video. And it was pretty epic.
Don't you wish they would be that excited about a banana like forever?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's going to be a tradition, because he'll be like, seriously, mom, probably like next year he'll say that. I mean, he's already talking now. He's 3 this year. And I think we'll still go for it this year, but next year he'll be like, come on, mom. Like he's already got that sass to him.
I know. I have a 10-year-old and a 14-year-old, and we're talking like it's now evolved to Oculus and the new iPhone and all of these things. And I'm like, no, very different than wrapping up a
Okay,
banana.
but Crystal, did she get the new iPhone?
No, not this year, Brandy. I'm
But
not kidding.
last year or the year before, yes.
Yes,
Girl.
not caving again. She will not win.
So you got her an apple instead of a
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for that idea. I'm going to wrap up an apple and then I'm going to like design a 13 plus on it and give that to her. I'll like spray paint it the color that she wants it to be. Oh, it's brilliant. Yes. Thank you, Tatiana. I'm doing that.
That's awesome.
God, that is hilarious. I'm actually doing that. That's so funny. She will
not think
and
that's
I'll
funny.
blame it on you.
Send the video. Send the video.
You have to record it.
Oh, I love it.
What else? Success stories. Who landed a new client this month? Let's celebrate it. Questions, modules, features. I have a question for you all. Is there a feature in Synchro that you don't use today, you would like to use, but you feel like you need to know more about it first? And if so, we need to do something on that.
One of our favorites to talk about with you guys is the recurring invoicing, because we can automate you getting paid. So if you guys are curious about that, if you have questions, please do let us know. We're happy to talk about that.
Rob says ticket automations. I'll go through some.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Carla went through a deep dive like months
she did.
ago. But Brandy, you can go for it too.
I don't know if you have different ones set up in your account or not. Carla, I can definitely share mine, but I'll go through this. This works really similarly to the automated remediations. This, if you're in your admin section again, and you go down to tickets and ticket automation, I have a couple in here. To create these, it's very simple. It's just a matter of selecting your conditions. How I've seen some people do this is exactly this example. I have a ticket. It's been waiting on a customer for a couple of days and I haven't gotten a response. Well, instead of that bogging down my ticket queue and it looking like it's my fault, I'm going to go ahead and resolve this ticket, and I'm going to go ahead and send an email to the customer. You have some template tags down below as well that can help you craft up that message. So, hey, we're waiting for XYZ ticket. It's going to pull in the customer's name and you're going to resolve that ticket. Now, I've also seen people use this as maybe you have an employee that's going to be out for a month or a week or whatever it may be. Perfect. If the ticket is assigned to this person, well, let's go ahead and assign it to this person instead. So you can do something really easy like that. That took me, 5 seconds or less to be able to do. So you could do something like that. Maybe you've got someone that works on call. So we could say, okay, I'm going to run this outside of business hours. And if a new ticket comes in during that time, let's go ahead and email a custom email address. And then you could put that email in here. If you all have any MSPs that are joining us today or internal IT departments that have a certain ticket automation you really like, feel free to pop that in, or Carla, if you've heard of any others on your Synchro 101 courses as well. But I would most definitely utilize this, and we can drop a link. We'll have to go back quite a bit. It's probably been like a year since we've done that deep dive, but we can find that for you.
Thank you, Brandy. And on that note about those, one of the things to be aware of is, as long as those conditions are true, we will continue to run those automations every hour for 10 occurrences. So if something like the one that Brandy showed, if the ticket is assigned to so-and-so, assign it to somebody else, that will now reassign it so it won't recur in an hour. But if you had something like, if the ticket has not been updated in 48 hours, maybe send an email to the customer. As long as that ticket has not been updated in at least 48 hours, it's going to continue to send an email every hour for 10 times before it gives up. So one of the things that I always suggest is, if you are creating a ticket or an automated remediation where the conditions are not going to change, but you only want the action once, add in another action that changes it. So as an example, the update, if it's not updated in 48 hours, go ahead and send an email. There's an item, there's an action to update the ticket, and really just that nudges that update time so that it doesn't send again. So you can just add in those actions. And then now I've forgotten what you asked about, Randy, because I started talking.
If there were any other ticket automation examples that you have.
The big one that I see a lot when I talk to people is that updated. They want to know, like, they've sent out an email to a customer saying, hey, can I get a screenshot or can I get a whatever? And if they're not getting a response, me talking with my hands keeps going in, and I keep disappearing. I don't usually use background, so it's a little odd for me.
Happens with hair too. Like, it'll be there and then like all of a sudden I'm bald. It's really weird.
It's Friday, woo! So it's that, the one that I see the most is if somebody will create something that says, if it's not been updated in a certain amount of hours, email, and then they'll create a second automation that says, if it's still not updated, you know, in maybe another 82 hours or whatever, then resolve the ticket, something like Randy showed. So I see that used the most around the updates. But that's just one of the options. And now,
You know, honestly, Carla, I never even knew it was for 10 instances. So I learned something new just now because I was not aware of that. So thank you.
awesome. Yay. Yeah, in support, we get that a lot. Like, why is this happening 10 times? And then we'll go in and look at the actions to stop it from happening again, usually. All right, so there's a question here from Yanni. When testing a Synchro managed device that is assigned to monitor a switch, I'm assuming using SNMP, it appears to throw an offline alert when the Synchro managed device goes offline. I have disabled SNMP monitoring for that asset, but I still get alerts. Feels like it's bugged or something. Definitely create a ticket for that with support so that we can look at the back end settings for that, because it might be that something just needs to get nudged on our end. So create a ticket with help@syncromsp.com. Let them know the device, get them the URL for the device that you're having issues with, and we'll be happy to take a look at that.
Thank you, Hannah, too. She dropped the ticket automations with Carla deep dive. So it'll be like the first 5 or 10 minutes of that open office hour session. And go ahead and grab those links. 5-minute warning. Crystal, it looks like it's sunny there, though.
Yeah, like it's like blinding me sunny, which is amazing. It's like one of those. Okay, I'm turning off the background. You got to see what it looks like.
Let's see
outside
it.
right now. All right, let's just turn this off here. Okay.
I've got my wannabe snowflakes here in my background, and then It's full on winter there.
Look at
Oh,
like the
Heck yeah.
like, isn't that just beautiful? Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The glare is so bad that I can't tell if you can see.
yeah, we can.
It's so
Oh,
pretty.
it
It's
is
like
gorgeous.
extremely freezing, super sunny, and like no wind. So it's like almost like time is like frozen. You like look outside and like nothing is moving except there's like sunlight streaming everywhere. It's so gorgeous.
It is, and when it like sparkles off of like the tree limbs that have, oh,
The worst is when it doesn't snow enough to cover the ground, and I don't like it whenever you can see like the grass poking out of the snow. So you've got it going where you are right now.
Yeah, then it's just like sad. I mean, as long as you
Mhm.
don't leave your house, it's pretty because you look out any window, it's pretty. And then I just ask my husband to go get the groceries and the kids and do all the errands. And I'm just keeping the fireplace warm. Works.
I recently I have a tree outside that it rained and then the sun came out and then the little droplets sparkle and I'm like, oh, Christmas lights.
So cute.
All right, so Rob has a question, online payments. The big issue we have is when someone wants to pay by invoice, they get the email, click on the pay now link, but they need to log in. But at this moment, they do not have a login or password. So how can this be made easier? So I'm gonna share my screen. And so you're gonna wanna go into admin and into the customers, we have the portal user permissions. In general, the non-user portal group is for those people who have not yet been assigned a portal. So basically everybody until they get assigned a portal permission. So you can come in here, edit this, and it's likely that if your customers are clicking on that button and it's making them log in, they don't have enough permissions in the non-portal users group. So come in here and give them like pay online options. You may want to do other things. It kind of depends on how you want them to behave and the emails that you're sending them. But this is where you can add it for people who don't have a portal group yet. Hope that helps.
happy holidays and happy new year to you, Gary. Thank you. Ah. Also, wow. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Happy holidays. Holy moly,
Yeah.
2 minutes. I just looked at the clock.
2 minutes.
We've just been having so much fun.
Time flies. This is awesome. I can't believe like next Friday's Christmas, the next Friday or Christmas Eve, and then we've got New Year's Eve. It's wild. And then it's 2022. So thank you guys so much for joining us for our last session of the year. This has been great today. Look forward to some new exciting stuff for next year with Tatiana and Carla and the gang. It's going to be awesome. Grab the links. You've got about 30 seconds to do so, and we'll catch you guys after the new year.
Yes. Happy holidays. Have a great weekend and next couple of weeks. Enjoy your time. Be safe. Be healthy. Yes.
Bye, guys.
Awesome.
Happy New Year.
Y'all.
Have a good one.
Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Bye.